What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well. I was just outside and doing some yard work. So my hat's on and my hair's a little messy, and I got my working outside t-shirt on. But I was outside and I was doing some thinking. You know, when I do my lawn work and stuff, it's tend to be when I get like philosophical. You know, and I start thinking about the deep, meaningful things of life. But I was wondering, you know, have you ever had like, last time I think in the video I mentioned about dreams, right? Like, have you ever had a dream? Have you ever had a dream that you thought was going to work out really, really well, right? Like, you had a dream, you got the vision, you ironed it all out, right? And you marched ahead in faith. But then did it ever just not really work out quite the way you thought it was going to work out? Like, did life chuck a couple curveballs at you and you swung and missed, and you know, then you just found yourself and you found that dream just looking completely different than it did when you first started out? I think that we've all been there, right? And right now I'm actually in my garage. It's dark and dreary and kind of weird looking in here, but I'm in the garage because yes, I'm doing lawn work outside and the garage is like right next to the lawn, but also because for 2 years this garage housed a dream. And the dream was a church that Dane and I felt that God wanted us to start. And for 2 years, that church met in this garage. And we had a plan, you know? We had a vision, we had a purpose, we had vision statement, mission statement, core values. We had this thing mapped out exactly the way that we thought that it was going to go. But then life kind of happened, you know, curveballs were thrown, stuff happened, life happened, things happened, and today that church no longer meets. And I don't know about you, but when you have a dream and you have a vision and all of a sudden it kind of starts looking a whole lot different than you thought it was going to look, it's frustrating, right? And when this church ended and when we closed the door to this garage for the last time, I remember feeling defeated. Like, God, did I miss what you were trying to do? Did I miss what you were trying to say? Did I get it wrong? Right? And it kind of made me think that kind of like Jesus and his disciples. You know, the disciples thought, right, that Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, was going to be this guy that was going to come in on a horse and defeat all of Israel's enemies and restore her back to the very top of the world, right? That's what the disciples thought. That's what the people at that time thought the Messiah was going to be. But instead, right, instead of Jesus killing all of his enemies killed him. And I wonder if the disciples felt the way that I felt when I closed that garage door for the last time, and maybe the way that you felt when your plans kind of collapsed and went in a totally different way, right? Defeated. Did I get it wrong? Did I miss something? And what I wanted to tell you this morning, really quick, is that, you know, the disciples might have thought that the plan didn't really go the way that it should have gone, but the plan went exactly the way that God wanted it to go. And even though it was a dark and dreary time then, God used it for good to change the world, right? And likewise for me and Dana, we're realizing that even though things didn't happen in here quite the way that we thought, that we came out the other side of this thing, we walked out of that door better people than when we walked in. And I wanted to encourage you this morning that whatever it is that you've got going on in your life that didn't go quite the way you thought it was going to go, it's going to be all right. Because even though it didn't go the way that you thought it should go, it's going exactly the way that God knew it would go. And God's going to take whatever it is that you're going through today, whether it's something in your family, your marriage, your job, whatever it might be, He's going to use it for better, to bring you out of this thing a much better person than when you came in, and much more equipped to do what it is that He's called you to do and destined you to do in this life. So I hope that encourages you a little bit this morning, or this afternoon, or whatever it is. But drop by morningencouragement.com if you get some time. Check out some things that I put up there, and hope you have a great day. See you later.